Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Triple Play Fantasy YouTube channel. I'm your host here, Jacob Dunn, and today we are going to be going over widely available fantasy basketball players who have the potential to help you win your league. The following guys I have listed are hovering around 60%, 50%, 40%, 20%, and I even got one hovering around 10% rostered on Yahoo, whom I think can be very valuable for your team down the stretch. Now, there is no one on this list I think finishes outside the top 150 in points leagues, and definitely no one I think will finish outside the top 200 in 9-cat leagues following the All-Star break. Okay, so first up, we have a couple guys hovering around 60% rostership in Yahoo leagues. And first up, we got Dillon Brooks. Brooks has been out with an ankle injury since early January. He was originally targeting a mid-February return, but is now hoping for a return in early March. Before going down with the ankle injury, the 26-year-old was averaging 18.4 points, 3.3 boards, 2.7 dimes, 1.6 threes, and 1.3 steals in 21 games. While his field goal percentage was a paltry 42%, fantasy managers will gladly take the field goal hit if it means elite contributions everywhere else. Once he comes back, Brooks is guaranteed a spot in the Memphis Grizzlies starting lineup, where he should produce top 100 numbers in both points and 9-category leagues, so stash him on your IL if he's available. Now, I got a couple rookies here coming up that are going to get a ton of opportunity the rest of the season. Okay, so first up, we got Jalen Green. While Green has mostly been disappointing in his rookie season, he is coming on as of late. As of Wednesday, February 16th, the 20-year-old has strung together 8 straight double-digit point games, averaging 15.1 points, 3.3 dimes, 3.1 boards, 1.9 threes, and 1 steal while shooting 42% from the field. He might not be shooting the ball great, but he is providing consistent points, dimes, boards, threes, and steals, and is averaging well over 30 minutes per game, which is a trend that should continue the rest of the season on the rebuilding Rockets. And from one Jalen to another, Jalen Suggs. Suggs has started the last 14 games for the Orlando Magic, averaging 12.6 points, 5.6 dimes, 4 rebounds, 1.6 steals, 0.7 threes, and a half a block. While he's only shooting 38% from the field, he is averaging 30 minutes per game during that span, which is what fantasy managers love to see, especially in points leagues. As far as Jalen Green and Jalen Suggs go, I would much prefer them in points leagues where I think they both can finish within the top 100 rest of season. In 9-cat leagues, they'll do well to finish inside the top 200, but if you can swallow their field goal percentage, they are extremely valuable across the board. All right, moving on to players who are rostered in less than 50% of Yahoo leagues. We'll start with Monte Morris. Before going down with a concussion that has sidelined him for the past 3 games, the 26-year-old had scored in double figures 12 of his last 13 games, averaging 13.5 points, 4.5 assists, 3.8 rebounds, 1.4 threes, along with 0.7 steals, while shooting 46% from the field. Now, I know there has been a lot of optimism surrounding a late season return from Jamal Murray, but that is no guarantee. Even if Murray does return, we don't know what his minutes will look like. Morris, to me, is an extremely safe bet to finish the rest of the season in the starting lineup for the Denver Nuggets and should finish inside the top 100 in both points and 9-category leagues. All right, next up, we got Kevin Huerter. Before Wednesday's game, Huerter was averaging 13.6 points, 2.8 boards, 2.8 dimes, 2.8 threes. Man, this guy is just the king of 2.8s. Am I right? 1 steal and even 0.6 blocks while shooting 46% from the field. He has started the past 17 games for the Atlanta Hawks and should continue to start and put up consistent 3-and-D stats while not hurting your field goal percentage or turnovers. I see him finishing inside the top 120 in points leagues and inside the top 100 in 9-category leagues. And a player rostered in less than 30% is Derrick Rose. Before going down with an ankle injury on December 16th at Houston, Rose had scored in double digits 7 out of his last 8 games, averaging 13.4 points, 5.6 dimes, 3.8 boards, 1.4 threes, and 0.6 steals, while shooting 45% from the field in 29 minutes. Now, the latest reports back on January 30th have Rose returning, quote, very soon following the All-Star break, which will be on February 25th. With the New York Knicks slipping down the standings in the Eastern Conference, you can bet that head coach Tom Thibodeau is going to play the 33-year-old point guard 25 to 35 minutes a game once he comes back from his ankle injury. The 13-year veteran is a stash in points leagues where I think he will provide steady fantasy points at the end of your bench. Now, I don't love him in 9-category leagues, except if you need points, rebounds, assists, and decent field goal percentage. All right, and last but certainly not least, we got Donte DiVincenzo. All right, he is virtually available everywhere. Okay, DiVincenzo had a stellar game for the Sacramento Kings off the bench, accumulating 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 threes, and 2 assists in 27 minutes earlier this week. And it wasn't 1 year ago, the 25-year-old averaged 10.4 points, 5.8 boards, 3.1 dimes, 2 threes, and 1.1 steals on the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, the 25-year-old is capable of elite 3-and-D stats when given the minutes. And with the Kings only a few games back from the 10th seed in the Western Conference, Donte is going to get a lot of run off the bench. DiVincenzo should easily put up top 150 numbers in both points and 9-category leagues the rest of the season. And thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed today's content, and please comment if you agree or if I missed out on anyone. All right, you can find me on Twitter at Ain't Done Yet, and done is spelled D-U-N-N-E. God bless, good luck the rest of the season, and let's finish strong. All right, cheers.